353 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and I forgot to turn on my lights. Of course, today, that's all right. I still can have confidence whether my lights are on or not. Why? Because I got my cute little Christmas friends hanging around with me today. So today we are going to set next year's confidence goals. Confidence is the 9th area, not necessarily in the order we've covered them. Kind of mix it up all the time, but it is one of the 9 life framework areas that I use personally to set my goals and objectives every year. Actually didn't always have confidence and communication as part of my life framework. It wasn't until the pandemic and 2021, when I was searching just like everybody else to kind of find some meaning and keep moving forward, I found a coaching group and a coaching program that I joined, and a coach that I enjoyed. I only stuck with him for about 1.5 years because I felt like I had gotten enough out of that experience that I didn't need to re-up again for a 3rd year. But communication and confidence were 2 of the core skills that are taught by that particular coach. And I added communication and confidence to my 9-part now life framework. In the 1980s, way back in the 1980s, if you've been around long enough to remember that, I learned from Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins and a whole lot of other personal development coaches and gurus back then. Many of them have since left the planet and are no longer with us, but Tony Robbins, of course, is. And so when I say Tony Robbins, I usually give him credit for this 7-part life framework, but I know he got it from Jim Rohn, and I don't know where Jim got it, probably from Napoleon Hill, because a lot of what we learn and what we move forward with and the big ahas have already been discovered, right? It's just a matter of us personally discovering them. And that increases our confidence, by the way. The more we learn about ourselves and about how the universe and the world actually works, not how people tell us it works or how we believe it works based on our past experiences, the more confidence we get. But let's take our 8-step goal process and apply it to the area of confidence. And we're going to, of course, today, action item, go through the process, come up with our 3 confidence goals for next year, and then we're going to share one in the comments below. So what's our process? Step 1. Number 1 is to identify the goal area that we're looking at. Today is, of course, confidence. Step 2, we want to revisit our core values in the area of confidence. What is most important to you when it comes to confidence? What helps you to feel more confident, to just know that no matter what happens, you're going to be able to handle it? I guess that's the core of confidence to me is I've been through so much stuff in my life. I want to say CRAP or SHIT, but I won't because it's video, live video. But that's what I'm thinking. We go through so many things, and we either learn the lesson that experience was there to teach us, and believe me, when we're going through it, we don't really see it at the time. It's usually after the fact when we have time to reflect and go back, once we get over our pity party of, oh, why did this happen to me, poor me, and say, okay, doesn't matter why, because it happened. This is how I dealt with it. This is what I learned from the way I dealt with it. This is how, if anything like this comes up in the future, I will choose to try dealing with it a different way, because these are the things that didn't work and these are the things that did work in terms of how I handled that situation or how I experienced that experience, right? Or that event. So we want to look at our core values. We want to look at our thoughts. We want to look at our beliefs. Why? Because over this year and the past several years, we've learned that our thoughts and our beliefs, although they're ours, they don't necessarily belong to us in terms of where they originated and why we chose to believe them and why we choose to think them. If I am, here's an example. If I am watching the news media every single day, every single morning, I get up, I get my cup of coffee, I sit down in front of the boob tube, because it is definitely a boob tube. It should be called a brainwashing tube, in my opinion. The thing nowadays versus a long, long time ago is we're not seeing actual factual information being disseminated through the media. We are seeing somebody else's agenda and somebody else's interpretation and twists of how they want to have the majority of people see things, right? That's not the same thing. I'm so glad I got out of journalism decades ago and chose not to take that as my career path in college. So our thoughts and our beliefs, if we're watching the media every day, guess what? Pretty soon, our thoughts and beliefs match the outlets, the media, the platforms nowadays, social media platforms that we're hanging out on. I I post on Twitter every day. I post my videos, I post my content on Twitter. And I get sucked into, whenever there is a political thing or stuff going on, I get sucked into it because it's just those headlines, and they're designed to get our attention and draw us in. And I find myself getting upset over the stuff that's going on in the world. Now, is it really what's going on in the world, or is it a twist and someone's spin put on it to get a reaction out of us? I think more often than not, people are out there posting things to get us worked up, to get a reaction from us. So I'm learning that I post and get out of that platform immediately. And that is how I maintain my level of confidence and control and modicum. And sometimes I still lose it, not gonna lie. I definitely do sometimes still make comments, and I'm like, I can't believe y'all are thinking this. I mean, wake up, smell the coffee. This is moronic. This is ridiculous. So much ridiculous stuff out in the world now on social media, and it's being presented as information and facts, and it's not. It's just people's painted over and glossed over opinions. And I am totally digressing, but it's all got to do with thoughts and beliefs and feelings and how interlinked they are. Then we're going to do step 3 is our SWOT analysis, where we're going to think about our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats with respect to confidence. All of us have areas where we feel super duper confident. We want to build on those. Those are our strengths. All of us have areas where we just kind of stink, right? And we want to either eliminate those, get somebody else to help us with those, or improve in those areas. A lot of those areas, guess what? It doesn't matter if we improve in them. We're taught in school and in corporate America and in our jobs to do everything right, follow the line of whatever the company's line is, right? Their core values, their beliefs, their strategies and processes and plans, etc. But if we're doing that without thinking for ourselves, we are creating what they want to see in the world, not necessarily the life that we want and the way we want to see things in the world. Then step 4 is to think about what is my biggest confidence challenge? Where am I struggling the most? What situation do I need to survive through or get through or thrive in that I don't feel confident in? And what are some ways then in step 5, we're going to brainstorm our confidence goals, possible confidence goals. I say 10, 3, 1. We're going to brainstorm at least 10 possible confidence goals for next year. And then we're going to pick our top 3 of those. Our next step is, of course, to analyze, rate, rank, prioritize the list of goals we came up with. Some we're going to cross off right away because they're just totally unrealistic. For whatever reason, it's up to us to filter and decide whether they're realistic or not for us. And then we're going to share one in the comments below. So I've not done this yet today. I've not thought about confidence at all, except for picking out an idiom, which is in one's element for Supersize Your Business today, which I really like because I realize that we all flow so much better when we are doing things that feel good to us, when we are in our element, when we are doing things that that flow, that give us confidence. When we're confident in what we're doing, everything just flows. All right, any questions about this? Guide 17 of the Get Up and Go Challenge private Facebook group page. Otherwise, just ask. Please, please, please. I say that every day, I think, is ask, because I used to be so terrible at asking. I'm still probably pretty bad at asking for help, but I know the power of it whenever I'm stuck on something. And if I've been stuck for like a week or 2 and I haven't solved my problem, that's when I know that I need to ask someone for help, because just asking the question, for me personally, I've found shows me the answer. Even before the person I ask can answer it, I usually have the answer that I was looking for. I just was for some reason blocking it. And there's always a reason, but we don't always understand why. All right, that's all I've got today. Any questions, please ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.